Bruce Lee was unbeatable. The myth is that Bruce Lee was invincible and never lost a fight in his life. And, in fact, the only real proof to the contrary are tales of fights he lost in his early teen years growing up in Hong Kong, like when he was jumped, beaten and robbed by a gang of boys. Bruce was so embarrassed and upset that he dedicated his time to training to become a martial artist, and we all know how that worked out. Say, wouldn't that make a great movie? Bruce Lee was too strong for punching bags. For normal, puny humans, regular heavy punching bags usually weigh around 70 pounds each, with some more substantial ones weighing more than twice that at 150 pounds. But for a fighter like Bruce Lee, that was hardly any weight at all. In fact, his strikes were so strong that he apparently needed his punching bags to weigh a whopping 300 pounds. He also needed those bags to be full of metal, otherwise the bag would be too easy for him to kick clean through. Bruce Lee used the vampire taunt. There are reasons why Bruce Lee's opponents shouldn't have let him taste his own blood. Why? Because it made him an even better fighter. While in the middle of a battle in his film Enter the Dragon, he licks the blood from one of his wounds and uses that as motivation, we guess, to whoop his opponent. If anything, tasting blood gave Bruce an even bigger advantage against you than he already had, cause no one makes him bleed his own blood. Bruce Lee was too fast to film. If you told someone that you thought Bruce Lee was superhuman back in his day, it would be hard even for those who filmed his movies to disagree with you. While filming The Green Hornet, his punches and kicks turned out to be so fast that it looked like he hadn't moved at all. Because of that, his footage needed to be refilmed at a higher rate so they could capture his awesomeness on camera. Bruce Lee was a chopstick master. Even while he was eating, Bruce Lee was showing off his out-of-this-world skills. In fact, as a means of improving the quickness of his reflexes, he would take his chopsticks, throw grains of rice in the air, and then catch them mid-flight as they were coming down. And you thought Mr. Miyagi catching flies with chopsticks in The Karate Kid was cool. Bruce Lee mastered the one-inch punch. If there's anything that should indicate to you just how strong and focused Bruce Lee was, it's this. His punches were so powerful that he could land a devastating blow against his opponents from not even an inch away and send them flying. Bruce Lee did two-fingered exercises. Bruce's workout routine was just as intense as his movies and his fighting abilities. Need proof? He could not only do more push-ups and pull-ups than your average health nut, but he could do it while barely needing to use his limbs. One-armed pull-ups or two-fingered push-ups, anyone? He also sat in an elevated V-sit position for upwards of 30 minutes. Although you may think it's showboating on his part, let's be honest, you probably would do this if you could, too. Bruce Lee beat Chuck Norris. Although Chuck Norris' fighting skills are praised and revered to no end by some even to this day, there was one thing he didn't quite accomplish: beating Bruce Lee. In fact, the complete opposite happened. In the film Way of the Dragon, Bruce and Chuck square off for almost 10 minutes. Bruce Lee was a dancing pro. Not only could Bruce Lee pack a punch during his fights, his dancing shoes packed a punch all their own. He took up cha-cha dancing after he started taking Wing Chun,